Shiba, that Sova, and Cypher going to be able to, understand the pushes that might be coming through from the attacking team or defending team, just depending on what side they're on.
Looks like right out the gate, they're going for a B execute, just straight on B long, no lurkers, no nothing. So let's see. And they were spotted out. So that's that.
Yeah, immediately that Sova getting that recon, as we mentioned. And now they're going to be able to, the defense going to be able to keep eyes on both sides of the field as that Cypher has those camera downs continually alternating between them, trying to keep the spots up and active. And now, again, we're seeing that rotation come in from the attackers towards A. It looks like the majority of them are going towards that shower area.
Again, like I said, this team loves to push all together. They don't like to play defaults. They don't like to try for picks. They just want to rush you in the face and click you in the head.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to try to do here. We're seeing these smokes go up into heaven. And right off the bat, it's a little bit of a trade, but Leo Dez going to help level that trade out in favor of the side of Versus on the attack here. And already looking like the losses coming in from Shiba. They're not really able to recover here. They have two members, but neither of them really immediately wanting to rotate onto point. And Dark going to be punished for that with it. It's now just going to be the Brimstone trying to make it happen. But Nini ready to respond for whatever push might try to come across.
Yeah, the Brimstone rotating. I doubt he gets maybe one or two here, but yep, nope. Just gets eliminated, and there's the round. So, again, Team Shiba, they need to be proactive in these plays. Like, they surely have seen Versus play before, and they've played them before, so they know that Versus loves to push together. They love to play fast. And Team Shiba, they need to adapt. They need to look for those rotates as fast as possible. They need to be crystal clear on those comms and make sure that they're together and playing for those trades. Because if they're not, they're going to be down 3 men before the bomb is even in the site.
Yeah, it's not a position you want to be in. And now as we look getting those names up on the board, Versus going to be continuing up with this point advantage. The Brimstone smokes coming out early, going to be making it a little bit more threatening to push towards that hookah area. But now the slow hesitation coming in from Versus to push towards B. As they make a rotation towards the mid, it looks like they might be pivoting on their feet a little bit, going in towards that A push through that short angle.
And they got that pick. So they're going to be probably planning default and playing post plant. Look at this U-Haul setup. There's one person in U-Haul, so let's see if they catch him there.
Yeah, they're going to know that positioning because of that Raze bomb buddy. And with this, it's looking good for Versus. They have the man advantage here. Nini taking down more. Brain Dead Aimer cleaning up the last two. And with that, the rich get richer Versus up 2-0.
Yeah, that's what you would expect from eco round from Shiba. Now this is the important round where they're going to invest in that heavy weaponry and try to make something out of this round. If they don't, they're going to be broke again, and they're going to be giving up another round with the economy being so shattered for them. So they need to win here, and hopefully they have a strategy to kind of prevent Versus from just walking over them.
Raise, give him hell.
Yeah, at this point, it's worth a little bit more than just the 1 point. It's also going to be worth quite a few $1,000s if they're able to maintain here. We'll see how Shiba can respond. Versus looking dominant so far. They're going to be going towards this B push. Going to be going in that long. Not too many ops to have to worry about. Not the potential for that quite yet. I don't believe we saw any on the field. But again, that smoke gonna clear, and now the push coming in from Versus. They're taking it nice and slow. They're doing that 4-man squad push, making sure to check those corners. Leo Dez really taking that lead angle here, making sure that nobody catches them off guard. Gets caught out by Dark, though, not checking the corners tight enough.
No.
And with that, Shiba looking so good so far.
Wow, they just won those gunfights. There's not much to say there. I mean, if you win your gunfights, you're probably going to win that round, especially when the whole team's pushing into you.
Yeah, it's just going to be the Cypher here trying to survive, perhaps maybe get a few kills, but this is exactly what Shiba needed. This is going to help equalize their economy just a little bit. And Nini, nowhere near the capability to get that bomb just yet, so not sure if they're going to have a plan here. They may just try to wait out the timer and keep their Vandal.
Yeah, it looks more like a save here, especially with the bomb location, I think, down in B long. So there's no way he's going to be able to clutch this out 1v5. That would be the most insane play I've seen in a while, especially with teams playing the bomb correctly and playing the angle smart and looking for those trades and not peeking one by one.
Yeah, that's really the way you have to take it, knowing that Nini still might get a threat. That Vandal does have that one-shot headshot potential, so you got to be wary of it, but the timer is going to tick down. Nini manages to find a hidey hole in, and Shiba going to take this, not getting the 5-piece, but still going to be getting the point.
Right, and it looks like Versus has just enough for another buy, but after that they're gonna be broke. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do now with their whole 5-man push kind of stunted by Team Shiba, if they're going to play more default now and respect their opponents a lot more than they have in these past 3 rounds.
Yeah, that was just a really uncomfortable rotation and corner check coming in from Versus. They didn't quite find that Sage out in time, and because of that, the capitalization came on the early kills coming in. But now as we look towards this next engagement, we're seeing that it's looking like a B push with the Cypher for Versus. Gonna be off on their own. Leo Dez gonna be using that bomb buddy, spotting out the opposing teams, knowing that their bomb buddy did get shot down. Might be saving those grenades, saving those det packs to really force out anybody in that hookah room. It seems like they have the sense that the Sage is there. Satchel goes in, lands on the wall instead. And right now, the Sage just sitting a little bit nervously, waiting for that rotation to come in from Leo once again.
And look at this, 2 members of Versus pushed up all the way B-long. It seems like the Team Shiba has conceded that position, but Silver Arrow catches them out, and they back off. So they're playing default, they're playing standard, but the clock's ticking down. They have to do something, and looks like it's going to be an A execute.
Yeah, they have quickly rotated through A. That Cypher still on his own, but Cairo throwing in a grenade, really trying to apply that pressure. Gonna be trying to find the damage. It looks like it almost got the Jet, but she uses that dash to get out of there. The Showstopper now coming on a line. Leo Dez, I believe, taking out Cairo before that Showstopper actually unleashes. And with this, the Sage Wall going to be coming up. Versus gets the plants. Trisoft able to land it. They're going to be backing up slowly now, just holding this positioning. But Right Eye is going to be taken down. This levels the field a little bit for Shiba. They do have to wait for that Sage Wall to fall or tear it down themselves if they want to take a little bit more of a direct pathing. Chobami getting a little bit bold right on to the bomb, but with it, they're going to find that value in Leo Dez. Trisoft getting 2v1'd there, does take down the counter Sage, but with this, it's just going to be brain dead Aimer. They get taken down, and now the defuse is all for Shiba.
Right here.
Wow, Team Shiba playing that retake textbook. I mean, like, it cannot get better than that. They peek together, they clear all their corners, and they play around their utility. What you saw in Versus was very smart. It was a very default A plant, like we went over in the Aggie with the map, and walling off that corner and planting in that spot, as well as smoking off heaven to ensure that you have control over the bomb and can get into post plants successfully without having to trade any kills in the meantime. But I mean, man, what are you going to do about Team Shiba just coming in, asserting their dominance and their ability to play as a team, and taking that site and doing it so cleanly?
Yeah, I have to give credit to Versus, though. I like that they were going for the push onto B, saw how many resources were committed into that, just stopped and went back into A. But Cairo getting the double kill with the up. This is looking so good for Shiba right off the bat. With that, it's just going to be Nini on this Cypher. Once again, we've seen this before. Will Nini try to make something happen, try to equalize the econ just a little bit here? No, they will be trying, but will be failing. Shiba getting that in a 5-man wipe.
Wow. Cairo, I told you before the game, Cairo, man, he's the one to watch out for the op. He's lethal, and he proves his worth there, getting 2 for the price of 1. And you know what's the worst thing about that is, even though Versus has the economy to buy up, they still semi-bought up. They had SMGs, they had Sheriffs, and they were going to that round expecting to win. So their morale must be a little bit down, but let's see if they can pull it up. Right Eyes, with the op now on the Jet, can create those pick opportunities that we hope to see to open up one of these bomb sites. So we'll see. It looks like they're pushing into showers. We'll see if they can get something done on the safe site.
Yeah, but we can already see a little bit of the hesitance Versus seeming to learn from their mistakes. They don't want to get that aggressive on this rotation once again. They're going to be leading with, it looks like the Brimstone really opening up for that Jet on the op. You don't want to lead with that op too immediately, at least not at the start, before you can get those long sight lines set up. But that raise from Shiba also has op sight lines set down. However, they are down the lane of short. Right Eyes, again, taking these turns real slow, very threatening right now. And it looks like half of Shiba still committed to that B push. Nobody really taking the rotations. No engagement's been had quite yet. And Right Eyes just playing the nerves of Steel game right now. Shots being exchanged. Doesn't look like either one's going to succeed. Shobomi gonna try to find it, has to avoid that orbital strike. Orbital strikes from both sides coming out now, but neither finds any. I spoke too soon as Sev does find Right Eyes Shiba, once again leaning in these kills rather early. And Leo Des gets slowed down by those Sage Orbs. And right now it's looking as good. That is until Nini gonna be leveling out the playing field. It's 2 versus 2, but Cairo on this op, unbelievable. Continues to find these picks. The Raze needs to be playing rather carefully with this showstopper. Gonna be going for it, gets taken down, and that means that the defuse will go through Cairo. Last man standing, last one to get the defuse.
I just want to take a moment to talk about how well Dark played that 2v1, especially with the Raze ult declared. He was aiming at the top of the box. Now, a lot of people wouldn't expect that to happen, but you know, it's a Raze, and she can boost up there with her rocket launcher and get a clear sight line on the bomb. So how well played was that by Dark? I mean, you got to give him props for that, and he clutched that out for that round. So it's 4-2. Looks like, again, a very scattered buy from Versus, because they invested so heavily in the last 2 rounds. They have light armors, they have phantoms, but 2 members look at SMGs, maybe a sheriff here and there, but yeah, not going to be expecting too much here.
Yeah, Jet gonna be taken down early. Leo Des trying to back them up, but can't get over that wall. In fact, it's gonna be the slow orb coming in, making that push even a little bit more laborious. And immediately, Sev gonna be taking down Braden Dead Aimer, but that Brimstone is traded for Brimstone as they move forward. Now Shiba still in the advantageous spot, not so much anymore as the res comes in and Dark gets taken down, and now the tables have flipped. It is a 3v4. Moving ahead here, Leo Des now firmly in this hookah spot, looking to use any of their lines of sight to really mitigate some of that damage that might come through here. And it looks like finally it's going to be the side of Versus committing it to this point push. We've not seen it happen quite yet. Cairo taking down 2, doesn't find the third, gets taken down by Trisoft, as it is now just Shiba with that one lone Soba with the op. They need to find the 2 kills rather quickly, but Trisoft gonna be climbing up above them, playing very carefully, dropping right in front, landing the shots right into Bancroft's face.
That was great. That's what you want to see as Versus. Now you got a round under your belt. You're feeling more comfortable in this map. And getting that round is just so crucial for their mentality, even for their momentum. Again, Cairo showing up, but this time's not enough. Even getting that double kill right there of the rocket launcher as well as his ult. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be close, and you know, these teams are just trading blows back and forth, and it looks like Versus is getting a better foothold of how to play this game out.
Yeah, we will see as we go into this next round. It looks like Versus is going to be leaning towards that mid push. That Sage and Cypher stuck on their own. The location revealed onto Leo Des. Looks like it's not going to be capitalized upon as they do pull back for a moment. The regroup comes in. Jet over on that A angle, just perhaps providing a little bit of a distraction as now the rest of the team stacks up to get towards that B push. But again, Versus looking like they're not quite committing to one form or the other. And Shiba actually retreating and pulling back on some of their sightlines here.
Yeah, Team Shiba usually plays super passively. It looks like they're actually stacking 3 on A this time. They had 3 on B last time, and it looks like it's going to bite them because of the entirety of Versus is on this this B bomb site ready to push. 4 in hookah, 1 in long.
Yeah, and we're seeing now Dark just playing a little bit disciplined, playing within those crates, trying to not reveal their position. They might still be able to use it. Stim Beacon gonna be thrown out by the Brimstone. Now the Hunter's Fury gonna be coming out from Bancroft, not finding too much, not revealing too many enemy positions either. Right Eyes does take down Dark though, and Trisoft as well. Cairo taking down with that op. We're going to see if that will be enough here. Shiba still licking their wounds, having to go 3v4 with a Raze that's incredibly injured. Leo Des does take some flack from that paint grenade, but with this, you gotta think Shiba gonna have to play a little bit smart, really be methodical here. That Bomb Buddy gonna go in, try to find that damage, try to find that recon coming in, but Bancroft not able to find it. It's just gonna be the Raze who has about 2 HP left, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. And again, you know, versus with these reads, pushing into B when there's only 2 players guarding that bomb site, that's huge. And being able to overwhelm the players there and getting a bomb site is really hard to recover from defense. Honestly, I would have liked to see Team Shiba take a more conservative approach and just saving after conceding that bomb site, after the 2 members went down. But instead they go in and try. Their economy is, it looks like they're going for, it looks like they're broke. So they're going for a very, very light buy with pistols all around, light armor. And I don't expect them to do much in this round. So we're looking at a 4-5 in favor of Versus.
Yeah, and not even the aggression coming in from Shiba. They're not even going to try to close that gap too aggressively. However, through the showers come the Raze and Brimstone. Cairo going to be looking to get that early kill, perhaps from behind. Sev taken down, brain dead aimer. Seems to have clues that Cairo is there. They're playing it. They're watching those angles. They're not letting up, and Cairo just has to basically let that Brimstone walk up. In fact, will be let off the hook as now Cairo on this backline with just a pistol has to make something happen, but they have to do it quick as Shiba continues to lose members. That Cypher and Shobomi now going to be dropping. This means that Versus is going to be feeling pretty confident, able to just walk up here. And Cairo does take down Brain Dead Aimer, able to get that primary weapon, you have to assume. And that Bomb Buddy coming out, trying to deal the damage, doesn't find anything, seems like it was destroyed ahead of time. And now Versus in a very comfortable position.
Yeah, it looks like I would go for a save here, and I think Team Shiba is kind of playing this more for exit frags at this point. They might try to go for a late execute. It looks like 3 members are grouped up in mid. I don't know about this personally. They don't have a lot of weaponry. They have maybe 1 Phantom on Cairo, but that's about it. It looks like they're going to start slowly pushing. Nope, just exit frags at this point. Yeah, it is exactly what we expected. Team Shiba gets 1 kill, but they're not able to do much in this round, and Versus takes the 5th one.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit wise from Shiba to perhaps just save what they got moving forward. And now as we look, again, that economy looking a little bit rougher for the team that just comes off that loss.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the scoreboard, like Team Shiba won 4 in a row, and now it's all about Versus. So you talk about momentum. They've won three rounds in a row, and they're looking for the 4th. So if Team Shiba can pull this back, great. Then, you know, they're gonna possibly not lose the next round because their economy is so broke right now. If they lose this, they're gonna lose the next one.
Yeah, and immediately that orbital strike going to be coming in. Doesn't really land a whole lot. Cairo taking down the 2nd. They get the 3rd of this team. Does take the initial explosion from a paint grenade, but Cairo getting the 3rd. Might be looking to seal it up with a 4th here and put Versus in the grave for good. Might be looking to end that run streak here, as it's just going to be the Raze for Versus. Going to kind of be considering their options, maybe anticipating what they have to play with. The call's going to be coming out, and Leo Des gets cleaned up. Only 1 loss from the end of Shiba.
Gun here.
What? I don't understand what Versus is doing. They're straight up 10 seconds in a round. They push in all into A short without any utility using. Like, they don't put the wall up. They don't put a lot of smokes up. They just rush in and expect to just outfrag their opponents. They're never going to win there, especially with Cairo playing A and having that site on lockdown. He's feeling it right now. You don't want to push up against him unless you can trade him out straight up. So I'm not sure what Versus is doing. Maybe they're a little overconfident after those 3-round wins, but I'm hoping that they take it a little bit more slow, because all their wins so far have been from like calculated site executes and playing defaults for the first 30 seconds of the game.
Now, the name of the game has been a little bit slower coming in from Versus so far. That Bomb Buddy coming out, not going to be finding much Versus, not using the recon, but we'll know that Hookah is probably a little bit more clear. They're going to be pushing up towards that. It looks like it's going to be 3 stacked up there. And now the defense getting a little bit aggressive on that long hold. They're not going to be willing to see that opportunity coming in, but 2 taken down early on. It looks like that Raze not able to find too much yet from the side of Versus. That showstopper not being used to an incredible effect. Nini getting pushed into this corner by the orbital strike, has to play right in that nest, unable to take that damage. However, Shiba and Versus now looking very even, but Shiba at the last minute cleans up with a couple more kills.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Versus, you got to be thinking like, what are we doing wrong? Because they're playing their normal game plan where they push all 5 members to one site, and it's been working with them. They were 7-1 in group stage, and they've been undefeated in playoffs so far. Coming to the finals, they were pretty confident at the strategy, and Team Shiba just shutting that down. Again, you were seeing 3 members playing that B site this time, and whereas last time Versus were able to find that round win because there were only 2 members, you're seeing the kind of 50-50 when it comes to doing a 5-man execute on if they stack a site or not.
Ooh, and Cairo reading that play coming in from Versus like a book, able to get that initial shot with the op, taking their opponents down. Now knowing that there's more people stacked up in that direction because of that bomb buddy, the slow does come in from Versus that allows them to get that Sage, or get that Raze rather, out of the showers at least too quickly, but that Raze going to be using that showstopper to take down Trisoft. The res no longer going to be online for that Sage as they are put in the ground. And with this Versus in a very compromised position, knowing that this angle is just being held by Cairo, who takes a lot of damage from the grenade but not able to get out. Leo Dez putting them in that corner, making them get absolutely punished for this. And with the Shiba down to 1 player, they need to make it happen. And it's looking questionable. Bancroft going to be brought back into this game. But the Hunter's Fury going to be coming online. Does it find anything? No, not quite. As now Shiba in a very compromised position, and the Versus have the opportunity to plant.
Yeah, I feel like Team Shiba got a little too greedy there because they got those initial 2 picks. All they have to do is fall off, play the bomb sites, and wait for the attackers to come rushing at them, and they have the man advantage. Them pushing up like that and then going behind and trying to play that aggressively, I think isn't that wise.
Yeah, some team communication coming in from Shiba. We can tell by these pings. They're trying to find out where any of that man advantage can be. It's just going to be brain dead. Aimer gets taken down. Now the quick defuse is going to have to come out. Dark going to be going for it. Gets the half. Gets the other defuse. It's going to be looking so close, but in the end, they do manage it. And Shiba getting that 7th point over 5 on Versus.
Can we talk about how Cairo is just putting on a show? I mean, yeah. This whole half, that last half, it's been the Cairo show. He's making a highlight reel, and we're just spectators of that, I guess. There's no stopping him right now, and unless Versus can find some way to shut him down the second half, I mean, Team Shiba is just going to keep rolling through. They're winning their gunfights. They're just taking early man advantages, and then in that later rounds when Versus gets a little bit antsy, they just take advantage of that. So I'm interested to see if Versus can hold up in this defense side.
Yeah, now the dynamics are going to flip a little bit. Shiba now being the team that's going to be pushing into these bomb sites. We see the Cypher cameras trying to come out, just doing a little bit of peek, a little bit of good reconnaissance work, making sure nobody's taking some extremely vulnerable angles. Going to be Dark catching out that bomb buddy from Versus. Going to be bringing it down in quick fashion, but still, now it's going to be known that they're stack up on B long. With this, we do see the hookah push coming through as well. Looks like they're going to actually cancel that call, move a little bit perhaps towards that mid push. In fact, they will going to be heading towards A. Maybe they counted out how many defenders there were on B, but it looks like B, the players on the defense point B, going to be a little bit savvy to that, rotate to A as well.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, Versus is really good with these early rotates and predictions, so it looks like they're going to get a 4v4 right here.
Yeah, and with that, Bancroft scouting out that I believe it's the Brimstone coming out with the Owl Drone. And now Shiba going to be using that smoke as cover to plant. Just a little bit of a false plant, perhaps. Sevi going to be trying to take those shots. The Jet has to back up, and Shiba just getting the hardcore kills, even if they can't use that pressure from the plant. 4 versus 2 right now. Shiba going to be waiting for the smoke to clear, reloading, planting, applying even more pressure. The bomb does go down, and now Versus have the clock on them. They need to make a play, but they feel pretty surrounded by all sides by this Shiba squad.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Look at Dark with it. Oh, he got spotted out.
Yeah, Dark did get spotted out trying to get that kill. It looks like the false defuse going to be coming in. Right Eyes playing it a little bit strong. Goes in, catches that Cairo on the Raze early on, and now it's a 2v1. The defuse has to try to come through. Bancroft nailing that Sage, that Jet in the head, ensuring that the attackers win this. Shiba go up 8-5 now.
Yeah, so Shiba takes that round, but what is Chobumi doing? All the way down in showers. They're not peeking together, just taking one-on-ones. Like, they had like a 3-man of, like, it was 3-on-1 at one point, and they were just peeking one by one. So I'm not really sure if they're just feeling so confident that they think they can win those gunfights. But, you know, if Versus got that kill over there, it would be a one-on-one, and that would be a much different situation. But I guess they don't get punished for that at all.
Not quite, not yet, at least. With arrogance comes the fall oftentimes. Now, as we look towards Shiba on this attack, they're going to be looking towards that B push. Nobody from the side of Versus on that B. So it might be a situation where they're willing to give up B and let them plant if they can have that full 5-man defense on A. It certainly seems like Bancroft going to be using that Owl Drone to spot out as much as possible. Seb just trying to spray into Hookah, making sure that it's completely empty. I'm going to be laying down some smokes as well. Might make it harder for this defensive team to push in and actually blocking off Hookah, so they may not be opting into this. They're going to be going, it looks like, potentially for the full push team versus team into A.
Wow. That's that was a mistake. B was wide open. Obviously, they can't see what we can see, but that's just frustrating. As a spectator, you're just go B, like. But now it's going to be a 5-on-5 on the B, and we'll see how this goes for A.
Yeah, big Sage Wall going to be blocking off too. Bancroft taking down Nini, and Raitai is going to be soon to fall as well. Suddenly looking very good for Shiba. They're going to be getting the plant, trying to come in. There are only 2 people left who can even try to go for the defuse. The Brimstone trying to throw down some smokes. The Molly then coming in makes that Raze have to back up. Leo Dez going to be very careful, and now Leo Dez as well as that Brimstone stuck in the same room. They're not going to be liking that at all. This is just a matter of time before they have to make a move.
Yep, they're going to get pincered in shortly, and it's just Leo Dez left. Not much you can do here.
Yeah, you can't even go for that eco as you know the team's going to push into you. It's just a matter of time. Cairo going to be getting the final kill for their team. Shiba walking away with a full man roster there. I'm not even sure anybody took damage.
Right here.
Yeah, and they just play it smart. They this time they rush with 3 and they look to trade, but obviously with Team Shiba feeling a high right now, not losing any gunfights, it's almost impossible to stop them. It was a eco for Versus, so obviously we don't expect much, but at the very least it could have done some damage to the economy of Shiba. Now with all full guns, full weaponry, full armor, let's see if the tides change for this. And Versus definitely do need this round win if they're going to make this game, if they're going to make this map any closer.
Yeah, I do want to point out the irony that Shiba ended up taking the more difficult route and looking extremely clean because of it. The showstopper now going to be coming out from Cairo on that Raze. Might be looking to just fire away. And with this, not quite finding too much yet. Almost gets the Sage. Going to be taking a bit of damage out of that Sage. Did not get caught within the primary blast radius. And the SWAT team comes in. Chobumi and Sevi able to find it. Bancroft sticking the opposing Cypher with that Owl Drone. That's going to be a little bit of recon in, and Shiba already has the plant, and they are burning the time, making Versus uncomfortable, and now Versus is going to back off. They don't want to blow their economy even more.
Yeah, like I said, I think Versus just lost at this point on what to do. I mean, Team Shiba all respect to their team is they're looking unstoppable, and it doesn't seem like even with even weaponry they can be stopped. So I don't know what Versus' plan is right here. Maybe they go for a different strat, look to be more aggressive on these on the defense and push these sites together faster and look for a pick that way. But as it stands, Team Shiba just looks like they're going to take this map.
Yeah, it's the numbers are so in favor of Shiba right now. Double the score of Versus. They're only 3 points away from getting this victory here, and they're on the attack. They've been looking pretty good. I'm pretty sure we've not seen Shiba drop that many maps here on attack. Maybe not any at all, if my memory serves.
Yeah, they've been playing very clean. Despite some mess ups, they haven't been punished for at all with peeking one by one. But I think part of it has to be with Cairo and how he's been able to get multi kills every round. As this round starts, it looks like we're playing towards A again, and I wouldn't fault them. They've been having so much success on the site.
Yeah, Cairo trying to hold this angle, gets peeked by Raitais, who has that op. Maybe going to be looking to take that slow movement in. It's really going to be this Jet versus this Raze. Can they level out, or will Versus continue to build that man advantage here? Neither player really wanting to give the other the advantage, and it looks like Raitais is just tuned into this angle, which is exactly how you need to be. It's going to be tight, it's going to be difficult, and there's no real smokes. You can get a Cypher Cage up to block that line of sight, but other than the Sage Wall, you can't really do anything about it.
Yep, and that Sage Wall was on Showers. I think it's been broken by the Brim now, so they're just waiting, see if Versus gets antsy and rotates to B, but looks like they're going now.
Yeah, some great utility. Cairo gonna be dropping that bomb, buddy, forces that maneuver out of the Jet, meaning that they're able to maneuver down the lane a little bit more free, less worse for wear. But Cairo gonna be the last man standing, has to really try to pull it out here. Gonna be using the satchel to move themselves. Raitais, however, catches them with that op.
Yeah, he was ready for the satchel too. So it was a great play by Versus. They finally get to take a breath and take a sigh of relief as they finally get on the board for this defense side, and they're able to look to stabilize now. They were really good. I know a lot of teams, they would get antsy and rotate to B once the timer starts counting down. They're not seeing anyone, push up on A, but good on them for being patient, for waiting it out, and for playing proactively here and being able to respond to Team Shiba's full-on attack.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit more of a spread offense moving ahead. Cairo taking it down. Raitais, Trisoft gonna have to invest that Resurrect just to get them in. It goes for the second shot onto the head. Raitais gonna be now going with perhaps an up the op, or perhaps not, as gonna be the rotation of the Shiba, of the Raze on Shiba. Looking towards this point, the early kills coming in, not going to be too impactful in this game, save for the fact that now Sage is not going to have that Resurrect online. And Raitais, again, trying to hold down these pretty tight angles. Cairo perhaps trying to get the wallbang coming in here early, but it's just looking like a slow fight so far from Shiba.
And we're going to get a very, I guess, a delayed push full-on attack on B, but Versus already has 3 members there stacked up, so they're ready for this.
Now they certainly are, and it's looking like Shiba going to be investing a lot of abilities into this. Bancroft takes down Brain Dead Aimer with that shock arrow. You like seeing it, and with this now the rotation trying to come in from Shiba, but they're taking their losses. That is for sure. The rotations have to be quick, as now it's going to be the reinforcements coming in from Versus. That Sage and Jet coming in. The bomb has yet to be planted. It looks like Bancroft might be trying to fake out that plant. Raitais with this op down towards defender spawn, gonna be looking pretty powerful, but they have to be very careful, as now it's gonna be Versus getting those 2 kills now just with the defuse for the cleanup.
Yeah, perfectly played by Versus. They had 3 members on the start, delayed as much as they could, and then enough for I think the Sage to rotate into hookah and to be able to set up a crossfire. So very well done by Versus, and this is another round that they can be confident in, another round where they feel like they played better than the opponent. So I think the confidence is starting to go back up, and the momentum is slowly starting to shift on Versus' side. So I think we're going to be in for a very, very close game towards the end.
Yeah, it's looking like this might be the swing back coming in from Versus. We're going to have the majority of them stacked up at A. A lot of tripwires potentially coming in. It looks like that Cypher just trying to mitigate an extremely aggressive push through that short pathing. That Cypher for Shiba on that B long, just going to be doing a little bit of scouting, see if they can find any weaknesses along that pathing. But Trisoft, again, with this op, let's see if they can find it. They love holding down these long angles. The op coming in, Trisoft going to be choked out by the smoke of the Brimstone. And with this, immediately takes the kill onto Dark. And again, Versus just looking dominant, looking powerful. Although the shots coming in do land on, for the Hunter's Fury landing onto Trisoft, going to be bringing themselves down a little bit, but as the Sage might have that self-healing up, will be using it as a matter of fact. Bancroft once again getting the shock arrow finishers, and with this Shiba not looking great, but they need to try to perhaps drain the economy of Versus if they can. They're going to be trying, and it's looking like the Cypher push coming in towards that Jet near spawn side is going to put them in a very vulnerable position. That Jet has that angle locked down for the time being, it seems.
Yeah, and with the spike down 27 or so seconds on the clock, there's not much you can do on Team Shiba's side. I would just go for a save and see if I can get any frags on players trying to play aggressively and pushing to find extra kills here.
Yeah, Cairo gonna be taking a few licks through here, taking down Brain Dead Aimer, though that's gonna help them just a little bit. Not gonna be enough to win this fight, as that timer is going to tick down, but any help you can get in equalizing that economy is gonna help. Chobami taking one down with them as well. And suddenly 2 members standing, the economy gonna be level for about both teams.
Yeah, and I wasn't really sure why Versus pushed that hard into the waiting arms of Team Shiba. I would have preferred them to just save their weaponry. They were up 4-2 anyways. Like they were winning the round anyways. So like being able to save that weaponry going forward is better for the long term. But I guess they were really hungry to get those frags.
Yeah, and sometimes the hunger can kill. With this looking forward, Shiba pushing into that B once again. I'm going to be trying it, at least doing a little bit of scouting, as we've seen that Bomb Buddy coming out from Versus into Hookah rather early, not going to be revealing a whole lot of information nor dealing all that much damage. And now the stack up comes in. It looks like a full committed type here, committed fight coming in from Shiba. The Cairo trying to jump in with that dead pack, going to be avoiding that orbital strike. And managing to get 2 is the side of Shiba. They're going to be looking pretty positive for this fight so far. These defending team in those boxes get picked apart, just like Chobo, actually getting killed by the Frenzy. And with this now, suddenly, Versus has 1 man standing up, Shiba 2, but Shiba's the one that makes it pay off.
Yeah, and that was the right move by the Cypher. I'm guessing was the last man alive to push that, because he was able to take that one-on-one and maybe try to equalize it to a one-on-one clutch situation, but unfortunately he didn't win that gunfight. Team Shiba winning that round, it's really needed for them, because they were going on a landslide of losses. So getting that round win will definitely be helpful, and they can try. It looks like they're gonna full execute on the B again. I mean, it worked last round. Why not this round again, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I believe I said it last cast, and I stand by it for this cast as well. Bancroft going to be throwing out that owl drone, perhaps just to try to get a little bit of information. However, Right Eyes does get hit by that recon bolt. Going to be a little bit more vulnerable to anybody they may catch out. The orbital strike going to be coming in, and Cairo using it as a rotation tool, but Leo Dez catches them out. Cairo perhaps getting a little bit too bold with that jetpack. Dark does level the playing field by taking out Nini, and now we're seeing the field be a little bit more leveled, but Shiba able to get the res up onto Cairo, knowing where their bread is buttered, but so does Trisoft as they gun them down with that Vandal coming in. The plant eventually comes through. No, it doesn't. Ryties takes the wall bang onto Bancroft. Defenders win. That was looking pretty good for Shiba, but they weren't able to finish out.
Yeah, all credit where credit is due. Versus played that round extremely well, but like, what was Team Shiba doing right there? I mean, you have Cairo just jumping into the site alone, you're getting picked off right away, and then you're taking one-on-one fights. It just doesn't really make sense. and like, they're just way too overeager to take that site when there were more than enough members there on Versus to hold them down there. I would have I would have liked them to play a little more conservative there and push as a team, but yeah, they took those one-on-one fights, and it was their turn to finally lose them. So
Man down.
Yeah, and Shrysoft getting an early kill onto Dark, that's going to be a great advantage. Make it a double off the back of that kill onto the Rays. And with this now, Cairo going down is not a great loss for Shiba. You're going to be wanting that back, especially as Shiba now has to push into this point. The majority of Versus is going to be rotating towards that B point, knowing that's exactly what they want. And now Shiba looks perhaps a little bit stumped here. They're not quite sure how they want to take this. They're going to be trying to do a little bit more of a methodical push through. Chobomi trying to push in through long, manages to get up into the main room, but can they get the kills to come in? They're actually going to be taking that side route, as the majority of this team is focused on this Brimstone, it seems.
yeah, they're just walking in dry without any utility, and they're getting away with it. It seems that is why is no one watching long? If you're on the versus side, you're giving away free kills.
Yeah, Sevi gonna be caught out by the orbital strike, not able to lay down that damage, but it does provide a lane for them to maneuver through that line of sight blocked. And now this Brimstone playing towards that defender's spawn. We'll see if it's going to be a Brimstone versus Brimstone match or if Cypher going to interfere. Sevi takes them down. Nini trying to catch them out. Does get Sevi as he turns to defeat the camera. And with that, it's going to be Nini walking away as the lone survivor.
Yeah, Sev got caught like looking somewhere else because trying to take down the camera with you know it's a one-on-one situation, that Cypher is on site, that has to be communicated. You shouldn't be looking to take out the camera because when you do that, you're just going to get peeked by the Cypher, and you don't have enough time to even take that fight fairly. So versus winning that round, and again, I really liked that they played so aggressively on A short, pushing up 2-3 members up, getting that pick, and then just backing off. That is the aggressive style that I like to see from Versus, and I hope I get to see that in the coming rounds because that will put them in a man advantage that really helped them out that round.
Yeah, Raitai is continuing to be just such a threat with this op, holding it down both showers and short, coming through for that A push. Really making it threatening for Shiba to have to go in. We've seen Shiba kind of crumble at the hands of that op once or twice before, so they're going to be a little bit considerate here. It is looking to just be a little bit more of an inexpensive round as we're seeing the sheriffs come out, the pistols come out. Not looking like a huge investment from Shiba, but they're going to want to destroy the econ of Versus as much as possible as we go into this potentially close to last match. Nini takes down Chobomi, but with that Bancroft leveling the field a little bit with that frenzy. The ults heavily online for Shiba. Are they going to opt to use them? Might help them turn things around a little bit, but Cairo taking down Leo Dez, I believe that Showstopper coming online, not going to find too much benefit right out of the gates, but still, man advantage here for Shiba, despite this being what looks like a pistol round. And now everybody from Team Versus stacked up in that defender spawn. Brain Dead Aim are going to try to throw in that Molly by a little bit of space. The slow as well coming out, trying to stack those two abilities, the fire and the ice as it goes in. And now the diffuse coming in a little bit, or at least the team rotating towards that diffuse, really laying down that cover fire, allowing those diffusers to get onto point. Hunter's Fury coming out, Bancroft throwing it down, finds nobody with it just yet. The third one does land onto Raitai's, and with that, Shiba wins 3-0.
Wow, what a great anti-eco strategy by them. I mean, that is hard to pull off, especially with Versus being such a great team and being so confident in their shots, to be able to get those entry frags on B site and open it up and then plant for long and play post-plant positions against Versus. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but good job, Team Shiba, because you guys really played that perfectly. I wouldn't have played it any different myself. I just think once you get that plant for long, it's so hard to retake, even if you have like an advantage in the weaponry.
It's certainly going to be true. Both Cyphers kind of having cameras down this lane here for this attack as we move on to what looks like an A push. It looks like the stim might be coming out from the Brimstone, might just be deciding what their potential is here. The smoke comes in, choking off that A short push, meaning that now Shiba going to decide they just don't want to take it. They're going to be rotating around, wrapping around, but Versus has this raise ready to go in through attacker spawn. Oh, but Leo Des gets caught out immediately. Dark taking them
know
down,
exactly.
not even taking a lick of damage, or not too much damage. And with that, they've kind of handed over their positions to the opposing team. Now Versus completely revealed and put onto the map. They're going to see that that's just the Jet at B. They might be trying to make that rotation with the Sova holding that angle, making it a threat once again to poke through that A short to get that rotation going.
Yeah, what a greedy push by Leodez right there, getting caught out and also giving away sniper information.
Yeah, Chobomi gonna be landing the wallbang headshot onto Raitais. And with this, the bomb does go down. Shiba now in a very good position. Versus has only 3 members on the board. No ultimate abilities left for either one. Nini tries to take the spawn kill, gets the double coming out of that defender spawn. That is crucial. They have turned the tides of this fight just a little bit. And now it's going to be up to Chobomi as well as the Sage coming in, seeing if they can find it. And the Dark does find one. Nini, Chobomi then equals out as well. It's just going to be Sage versus Sage and Cypher. The wallbang coming in from Trisoft means that it's now going to be Cypher versus Sage. Attackers win. Shiba takes this first map here at Vines.
Yeah, I mean, again, like once you get into those post-plant positions where you set up that crossfire, it's very, very hard to retake, especially if you're peeking 1 by 1. So good job on Team Shiba. They fell in the lull a little bit at the very end of that game.